Hi everyone, I rushed this video together, it's not finished, but it tells you a lot about Team Endri, the wonderful work they do, and a really exciting project we've got coming. But firstly, a little bit about the earthquake. The photos we're going to share with you with this video are sad but truthful photos, and all these photos are taken by our team. So I'll try and cram in as much information as I can. Basically, Endri's made up of hundreds of volunteers during the earthquake. About 1 million poor people lost their homes, thousands were injured, and many are disabled. For a population of 5 million of Lombok, Sumbawa, there's no disability prosthetic centre. Also, the government don't help the disabled. This is Endri and one of the ladies who lost their legs. A child who's lost damaged leg. So the mission is to fund and build a disability and prosthetic base, an ambulance base, and a medical centre. Endri's foundation helps thousands of sick and dying, so we're a numbers game. We started 5 years ago. It's got hundreds of amazing young volunteers now, doctor volunteers and that. But now the earthquake means there's a lot more pressure on, so we've got to get these kids walking again and these men working again. So prosthetics is not too difficult, but we do need a base and resources to do this. We also provide wheelchairs, rehabilitation and walking aids, and we've been doing this for about 4 years now. This is a child we set up in a wheelchair for a little while. So what will our funding build? So this is the basic building here. The first task for us is to relocate our 2 hospital containers. We got given these from the Sumbawa Foundation. They must be worth around about $100,000. For 4,800, we need to move these as soon as we can to our new land. Then we're going to build a big roof across these, a large strong roof, and it's going to be an internal building, so you can see where the 2 container units are going to go, and then we'll have a big roofed area over the top. So we need about $18,000 to do that, do the walls and also concrete the floor. We're also been given the perfect land by government. It's easy 2-hour fast boat trip from Bali. It's close to the Gili Island, so Western supporters can visit it, which is really important when it comes to funding and people seeing what's happening. We're right next to a really beautiful clean river, so if they stay the night or people are staying, we can go down the river and swim in that. It's located, importantly, where it's supposed to be, where all the injured are. So you can see it's not far away from the epicenter. There's the epicenter, it's right on it. This area got severely hit, and it's a nice flat land. It's got power and water right to the side already, and it's got a driveway, so it's easy to put our containers there. So the first thing is we'll set up our medical team and clinic. We're all established. It's a free medical clinic, and we'll use that 60-foot container which is in the area. So this is the big container, it's air conditioned, and it's fully functional. So we have our volunteer doctors, we have volunteer nurses, and these guys get out in the village. They also do a lot of village work. Also, we use this as a disability facility. So Endri Foundation has a disability arm to it, and it's run by Wisnu, who's a disabled man. He's a pretty amazing guy. We call him the Lionheart, and he's out there all the time. This is his bike we bought for him, and he's doing things, and we're just starting to get into helping with prosthetic arms. But we need a prosthetics facility, be first facility, and at the back we'll build a building, a workshop. This is Latras from Puspati, so we can set this workshop up and do prosthetics for about $5,000. We can set the workshop up, and with the outcome of getting these legs. There was some legs with in Bali. Also, just outside the open area, we want a disability sort of rehabilitation sort of area. And this is a place when people get fitted with their legs and prosthetics and that they can be trained. Importantly for us, we want to import. Import's a new thing for Indonesia. Get this stuff in. It's a lot cheaper from China, and we can get this stuff in. So importing's a big part. Also, we just imported 166 wheelchairs from Australia Foundation. We've also got a 24-hour ambulance base. So just recently we got this new ambulance, and we've got 2 other ambulance cars, ambulance vans. These are going non-stop. So we've got 8 field motorbikes out there too. The guys are going, these are our vans, and these field motorbikes going all around Lombok, taking stuff out there. Also, we've got 2 of these disability cars which go as well. So we also have a coordination operations base, so we'll set this up in the other container. So what we do here is we get the paperwork, gets these kids in, and gets free surgery. So the time on the computer means tens of thousands of dollars output. Now, this is Endri, he's the head of Lombok Red Cross in North Lombok. We also need accommodation for our clients and for visitors, and both Western and Indonesian, and our staff, our ambulance staff, and a visitor sort of outside area, toilets, meeting areas. So this can be down the back a little bit more, but something really simple where we can hang out and brainstorm and do work. The team is made up of lawyers as well. There's a lot of disability problems with legal rights, and so the lawyers can work together on this. We also really would love to set up a disability hub, a sports centre. Who are Endri volunteers? We're made up of a big family. This really is, that's me, Endri's wife. We have nurse volunteers. These are often other groups as well. We have disabled volunteers, so a lot of our team's disabled, and they get it, and they're out there doing it. We have a lot of police volunteers. In each region of Lombok, we have the police. The heads of police support us, and we have doctor volunteers. We have lawyer volunteers, and then we have talented partners and friends, and international volunteer support like me and Ed and lots of people. So who will Team Endri help? Well, we're a modern sort of foundation, and we're well awarded for the work we do. That's Endri taking the award for using technology to help the poor. We have 6 registered foundation officers. And what will the facility do? Well, we work in a prioritised order: pain relief. No Lombok child should die in pain. And so we do a lot of the paperwork to get these kids into free hospitals. It's before, it's after. A lot of tumours and birth defects, all sorts of things. It's Tina and Tunma. It's Annie from Flores. We're getting into breast cancer a lot more now. It's quite a hidden problem. And then a lot of surgeries using the government BPJS. So we're not doctors to do surgeries. We just connect the kids to surgeries, and we're very good at hydrocephalus. There's still a strong cultural shame from fathers towards sick and disabled children, and disabled kids are not allowed to school and that. So the mothers get abandoned a lot. So a lot of without fathers, the kids are starving, and so we need to provide support through food and medicine to help these kids. So they're really hungry and malnourished. So getting food's really important. If we don't get the food to them, they just get sicker and sicker and die. Our third priority is for those who aren't in risk of dying. So it's things like cleft lip surgeries and lower priority surgeries, which are really important but don't need to be done straight away. So we've done 1,000 cleft lip surgeries. We do group surgeries, and getting these kids from laying down on the ground and into wheelchairs and reducing suffering. Another amazing project is a 2,000 crutches project and blind sticks. Endri's team put these out to elderly people, people needing legs. So it connected us to a lot of people who need more mobility. This is a little girl, Vera, who I met 5 years ago. She had bones sticking out of her legs. At the time, no one could help because Lombok didn't have a prosthetic centre. Guys in Bali helped. So this is what we want to do. So this is a really great project. It's high output. It's going to go on for generations to come. It's easily self-sustainable with Team Endri and his volunteers. These guys really deserve the backing. They need the base. We can get this pumping in about 3 to 4 months. We need about 20 grand startup capital, and then another 30 grand over time to step it up even more. I really love to hear from anybody who'd like to support Endri and this facility. On behalf of Lombok's earthquake victims and all the families and the disabled and sick, myself and Endri would really like to give a warm thanks for all our support over the last few months especially. So thanks very much.